So, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Hard Knocks episode 1 yet, but Ronald Ollie made his debut and unfortunately his final appearance all within the first half of last night's episode. Now, before we get into it, I do just want to take the time to acknowledge Ollie being the only player in history at this point to be featured on both Last Chance U and Hard Knocks, two football series that I've literally seen every episode of. They're by far the two best sports docuseries that we have, and to be featured on both of those shows is a huge accomplishment in itself when you really think about it. I mean, Last Chance U profiles players who are scratching and clawing at the bottom of the football barrel, a place that most of them never resurfaced from, alright? He made it from there to Hard Knocks, which showcases football players in the top football league in the entire world. So when you consider just the polarity of the two shows he was on, I mean, wow, you know what I'm saying? With that said, Ollie's stay on the show was incredibly short-lived. Unshockingly so if you follow this channel, as we discuss Ollie being released by the team well before the episode aired, but amazingly, I was still kind of shocked when it happened, and I guess it was just how it actually came about. Cats on Twitter have definitely been coming down on dude, and I'll be honest, man, it did look bad. I have to admit that, alright? It's tough sustaining an injury in that situation because you know that it's inevitable. This is probably gonna get you sent home. And football coaches are notoriously dismissive of injuries that they don't see happen, or ones that don't show up on an x-ray. And I'll be honest, I'm watching this and I felt Gruden was a little quick on the trigger with Ollie, bro. That was my initial feeling when it happened. I felt Gruden was just hella cutthroat in that moment. Like, it seemed like he literally made a decision that would affect this cat's life just in an absolute instant, simply because Gruden was upset. If you're a veteran of the show like me, you know that usually before these cuts we see some deliberation, film study, player making repeated mistakes, and then the coaches making a difficult decision, calling the player in the office, giving him a respectable goodbye, and then moving on. This wasn't that. And I think that's really the reason why it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. That and the fact that I'm biased as hell. I mean, obviously, I'm a fan of Ollie. I mean, who the hell are we kidding? As I thought about it, I figured, that might be true. But if this was any other player, would I feel the same way? Was the fact that I followed Ollie since Last Chance U season 1 swaying my opinion on how everything went down? Possibly. I'm only human. Still, have to admit, Ollie didn't do himself any favors at all by missing treatment. You can't be an undrafted rookie and get injured and miss treatment. Like, those three things are a recipe for absolute disaster, which is exactly what we got. I think what a lot of people read as a poor attitude on the part of Ollie was really just more disappointment because he can feel that injury coming on. When I saw him doing drills before we knew about the Achilles injury, I was kind of wondering, why was he looking the way he was looking? And knowing that you have an injury and you can't perform to your full capabilities will definitely put that look on your face. Trust me, that's a place I've been many times. Still, a lot of people in the football world are gonna just read that as, being mentally weak or not really wanting it. And I can't say whether they right or wrong, hell, I was not there. So I'm not even arguing that, I'm just presenting another possibility. I really hate how this ended up looking, man. I hate this for Ollie because he had a couple other teams interested. And had he gone to any of those teams, things may have gone differently. But the entire league watches this show, and I wonder if the optics of this show plus the optics of Last Chance U, which was obviously filmed years ago, will hurt Ollie in the future. Dude's obviously grown a ton. I mean, a ton since way back then, has matured a lot, but that doesn't mean this won't stigmatize him in the league. I really hope that's not the case, but we'll have to see. Fortunately, that's not Ollie's only option. The XFL is right around the corner. That league's gonna be kicking off next spring, and if he doesn't hear from any of these NFL teams, maybe that would be something that he'd be able to do and still make a living playing the game he loves. Still though, we'll have to see how it plays out. Let me know in the comment section if y'all saw it, and if so, what are you guys' thoughts on Ollie's time on Hard Knocks. My name is FlemLo Raps. I'm gonna holler at you next time, fellas. One.